Hi, this is Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to be looking at the book of Job. Now, Job, of course, is famous for all of the suffering that he went through during his life. But we need to back up to the beginning of the book to see why all these sufferings happen in the first place. In the opening chapter of the book, we hear this kind of weird conversation between God and the Satan. Now, I say it that way because the word Satan is actually a title. It's not a name. When we think of the stereotypical image of Satan, it might be like this red character with horns and a pitchfork, that sort of image. Well, here in the Bible, that's not what we're hearing about. The Satan is more of like, an arguing partner or a prosecuting attorney. It's this character that God's talking with about Job. And God says that Job is this righteous man who's always faithful to God. And the Satan says, well, of course he's faithful to you. You've given him such a wonderful life. If you take away all of the good things he has in life, he's going to curse you. God says, yeah, I don't think so. But go ahead and try. Go ahead and take away everything that Job has, but don't kill him. You're not allowed to kill him. You can take away everything else, but watch, he will remain faithful to me. And so it happens. Job loses his family members, his livestock, he gets really, really sick. And at the beginning, when these sufferings start happening to him, he has a really famous line. He says, "The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Job is showing that he is still faithful to God. Well, more and more suffering starts happening to Job. More and more horrible things keep happening. And he's got these friends who at first are helpful. But eventually they say, okay, Job, what did you do? How did you sin to bring all of this nasty stuff upon yourself? And Job tells them, I didn't do anything. Which he didn't. Job didn't do anything wrong. But his friends think, you're suffering, you had to have done something wrong. Which sometimes we still think that way today. As the book goes on, Job's friends become less and less supportive. They end up piling onto his suffering with dumb questions like this. This is what I want us to focus on in this video, is the role of Job's friends. Sometimes when you're suffering, you don't need people asking you, what did you do wrong? You need people to support you and help you. Or think about it on the other side. Think about if you know someone who's suffering. They already know what's going wrong in their life. They don't need you to point it out. They don't need you to ask them, what did you do wrong? They need you to support them and help them. Sometimes the best way to help somebody is just to sit with them and keep your mouth shut. Just let them know that you're there with them and that you'll listen to them. This is what Job's friends got wrong. If they had been supportive, then maybe the story would have gone a different direction, but they weren't. Well, eventually, Job starts getting really angry with God. And then, towards the end of the book, God just unleashes on Job, basically saying, where were you when I laid the foundations of the world? If you think you're so important, tell me where you were during the act of creation at the beginning. Of course, Job is mortal. But in the end of the book, God does restore everything that Job lost. He gets new children, he gets new livestock, all of this stuff. And some people criticize that they think that this happy ending at the book of Job doesn't really fit with the rest of the book. But as we read about Job, we can see ourselves in his suffering. Because sometimes we suffer in life and we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything wrong, and this bad stuff still happens to us. One way that I like to describe the book of Job is to compare it to the children's book, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. If you've never heard of the book, please go look it up. It's a wonderful description for kids, as well as for adults, about this boy named Alexander who has a day when everything goes wrong for him. And he didn't do anything wrong to bring it about. Some days are just like that. Some times in life are just like that. But even when we have terrible, horrible, no good, very bad days, or a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad life, God is still with us. This is what we see in the book of Job, that God did not abandon Job. And in the midst of your suffering, God does not abandon you either. There's your 5-minute Bible study for the day. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.